That often. Learn to listen when it's grown men talking. Cause real spit you don't find that often. Every discussion from experience. And hopefully within it delivers some deliverance. It's all facts and opinionated. From the west where that real spit originated. Brothers truly trying to save a soul. Provoke thought so we can really designate a goal. We on that grown man scribble. The ball in our court with command on the dribble. This is something that'll help the show. Cause it's something that'll help us grow. We see exactly what the people need. Now welcome to the show, Spitt'n Pollaseedz. Welcome to the show, Spitt'n Pollaseedz. Welcome to the show, Spitt'n Pollaseedz. Learn to listen when it's grown men talking. Cause real spit you don't find that often. Learn to listen when it's grown men talking. Cause real spit you don't find that often. Spitt'n Pollaseedz.
Spitt'n Pollaseedz.
Pollaseedz spit. All we do.
Y'all know what it is.
That's all we do around here.
You know what day it is.
Spitt'n Pollaseedz.
What is it again? What day is it?
Spitt'n Pollaseedz Day.
It's Spitt'n Pollaseedz Day.
Hey, buddy,
Everybody is ready for the show except Trevor.
Buddy, no.
I am ready.
He's
I'm
still
not ready.
doing.
Look up,
He's
Trevor.
still doing his homework and copying for the
You can
test.
see because you got the pen in your hand and you got your phone
He
in your
wasn't
hand.
ready.
I'm staying.
You got your tablet on your lap.
Some things came to light, and I said, you know what, those would be some good.
Maybe
to touch bases.
you should have read it across
All
this
right.
before
All
we
right.
started,
Not
so we
really.
would tell you.
Not really.
Yeah.
Well, we want to thank everybody for tuning in to the show tonight.
Yes.
We want you to invite all your friends, right? Because this is going to be some pertinent information you're going to need to get from these gentlemen on this panel here.
Bunch of enlightenment, right?
A bunch of enlightenment. You know, we didn't get this season just by chance.
Exactly.
You know.
No.
Hurdles
went
and
through some
obstacles.
stuff.
And today's show is Hidden Blessings. No,
Life.
Life
lessons
lessons and hidden blessings. See, I knew I was going to get it
We
right.
should
Yeah.
take two.
Thank you.
Keith,
Thank you,
start
EP.
over.
Thank you, EP.
Yeah.
So
Trevor,
get your
why that
pens
look?
out.
Yeah, for
Trevor,
real.
why you looking like
Yeah.
that?
Get your pens out.
Because you put so much effort into creating the whole format,
Okay.
topics, and you're responsible large in part for the direction that the show goes in. And oftentimes we have a tendency to not even remember the title, and that's almost like an insult. Would you say?
And people,
I
there's
just
the
had it.
real
My
respect.
dyslexia stepped in. I said it
He
backwards.
reversed it.
Now you're gonna,
Yeah.
you
Well,
see,
sure.
people, y'all need to
We'll see you next
call
week.
in for the people with dyslexia. I mean, we say things
I said
backwards
we.
sometimes.
I said we. That's all.
We
I
say things
included
backwards.
myself in that.
So if everybody would get ready for the show,
Yeah.
Did you really?
we're going to check in with the panel. So y'all stay tuned. Get your popcorn, your 420, your cigars, if you smoke them, your beverage, whatever you're drinking, and get ready. We're going to start out with, since you want to talk, go ahead. Tell us about your week, Trevor.
I had a good week, man. I've enjoyed my week. I've had some unexpected blessings, great conversations, and a lot of growth and prosperity. So I must say I've had a good week, and I hope you guys have had a good week as well. Please watch until the end of the show. Please like and share so that somebody else can hear.
You said
I want to
you
go ahead and ask.
grew over the week?
I said growth and prosperity.
Oh, okay. I thought you.
Growth and prosperity.
Thought
In
he grew.
some ways, I've grown, but not in height. So,
That's
Okay, this
evident.
is getting-
That's evident.
but yeah, I had a full week.
Great.
The day was not as productive in terms of cutting hair, but a lot of stuff got done.
Yeah.
So I'm the type of person that needs to make sure that I occupy my time. All right, how about you, Kevin? How was your week?
No, you pass it back to the.
Yeah, I give.
Did you watch last week's show?
Just
Man.
yeah, it's okay. You'll catch on, buddy.
Yeah.
You'll catch on. Keep taking notes.
Only
Keep taking
episode
notes.
106 or
Yeah.
something like that.
So, Kevin, how was your week, buddy?
Man, I love coming here. Man, it's good, man. It's great. I cannot complain. God is good. Right back at you, Canal.
And you, EP, how was your week?
Not so busy. I kind of took it a little easy this week.
Oh wow.
Great week. I signed another artist.
Mm.
And that's taking it easy, huh? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so we did a little dinner, a little celebratory dinner yesterday for Heaven Ava. Shout out to Heaven. As also end of this week, bittersweet. Putting my aunt to rest.
Yeah.
Beautiful lady.
Yeah, man. 90, should be 90. She would have been 91 in September 7th. So
Yeah, I knew she was a Virgo.
yeah.
I knew that.
Celebrating her, man. We just gonna celebrate. You know what I mean? On this coming Friday. But bittersweet. Yeah. But glad to be here with y'all though. But she's been a part of all of our lives.
All our lives.
Yeah.
Man, since a kid, bro.
Since a kid, bro. The epitome of a woman.
Yeah. Yeah. Good woman. Go ahead.
Yeah, it seems like it went green. I just tapped on it.
Trevor, is that your stomach that we hearing on the?
I hear
That's
it.
growling.
Not at all.
You hear it.
It's just a smart. It's just a little,
Not at all.
and we understand because you're a little man.
Yeah.
So can't be a little man with a bear like.
A real growl.
Growling.
A growling stomach.
Growling
growl.
belly.
Well, before we get into my week has been fabulous. Last night it was great. We set up Cigar King set up at 719. Shout out to all the black businesses, especially the ones that are around me. You got In the Cup Barbershop, because it's not an easy thing being an entrepreneur. I just want to commend you all for doing what you do, signing artists and staying afloat, and especially here at Swank and Cigar Kings and this podcast as a business. Yeah, right. Absolutely. We come here every week for y'all, and it's not an easy task to do every week.
Yeah,
and the producer Keith, this is his business.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, give it up.
Great job, man. Great
job.
Give
it up for Keith.
Comes out.
Keith, hit them applause.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Give it up for Keith. We commend so the life lessons and hidden blessings. Who wants to?
Yeah.
You want to start with life lessons or?
Yeah, let's start with life lessons. I'm sure we have a plethora. Of
yes. Where would we like to start?
Yeah.
We're gonna start with you've been writing. So, what have you written, my dear brother? What is your life lesson? Or your hidden blessing?
Start off with, well, I'm gonna be communal. And come on, hit us with it, Trey.
Yeah, go ahead.
For me, life lessons is to live by certain principles and standards for yourself first. Have certain principles and standards that you set for yourself. I think that's critical.
Where do you gather those principles and standards from?
Some are from experiences, but I firmly believe that a smart man learns from his own mistakes, but a wise man learns from the mistakes of others also. Mm-hmm. So I think taking mental notes of that growing up helped me to formulate certain principles that I live by. And some people, I remember once hanging out and somebody asked me something along those lines. And when I recited it so easily and quickly, they said it seemed as if it was rehearsed. And I figure that if I'm 30 years old and I don't have principles or certain things that I live by now, then maybe I'm tripping. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I would be tripping if I don't have them.
And deduce it down to give the audience one tenet that you live by in your life that you uphold.
To be a well-groomed, humbled, organized businessman.
That's great. If you guys haven't heard that before, that's Trevor's moniker, and he lives by that. And I think you're doing a great job at that.
Thank you very much.
I think you're doing a great job at that.
So that's one of the principles that I live by.
EP.
Yeah, man. One life lesson that I've learned, and I would love to share. So, you guys at home, we hope you are taking note of these, and we can kind of help you steer clear of some
of the pitfalls
you fall in or were able to dodge or whatever. But simply one of them is normally the man next to me dictates my destiny. You know what I mean? Your circle often dictates where you're going to go in life. So make wise decisions on who you allow next to you in your circle, who you allow to influence you. It can be detrimental, and it also can be a wonderful thing.
Right.
Hang around people that you admire their future as opposed to their past.
That's dope.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that would be hang out. We could, if I could glean one thing from that, is hanging out with the right individuals, having the right friends, and who you surround yourself with could guide your future tremendously.
Absolutely. You can take from that as well. If you're the smartest guy in your circle, then it's
You need
not
a new circle.
You need a new circle.
Well, God, dog it.
Yeah.
You about to exit?
No. What about you? What about you, Kevin?
Well, my whole life was a lesson because just what Irv said, man. When you look back, you know the thing you start at the circle, who's in your circle, and that's every step of your life. You know, starting off at home, starting off at elementary or preschool, you know, middle school, and so on and so on. So that right there is very important. And you want to talk about pitfalls, you know, that I've faced so many of those.
I know you've faced a lot. Just give us one life lesson which you think would raise above all the rest.
You know
what
I really I've learned is to really just be mindful of just everything that's going on around me. That's, you know, I'm thinking with a clear head. You know, I'm not, you know, it's not hindered by anything. So for me to be real mindful, you know, no matter who I'm around or what kind of, you know, what room I'm in, you know, just be mindful. And that, you know, because it's not always how you start, it's how you finish. Yeah. So I want my finish to be greater than my start.
Nice.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. And if I could add one thing that I would say one of the tenets that I love to live by, I always say that I love reciprocity. It's one of the tenets that I hold true and dear to my heart, because it's almost like that, you know, that karma you give and you're going to get what you give out, you know. And I think reciprocity is the same way. If you grateful, and it's a circular thing. So the universe or God will give you blessings, and you need to give those back out. And the more you participate in this process, it becomes, I think it's a great thing. And you learn to give to others and don't worry about where you're receiving it back from. You know, I think that's one of the greatest lessons I learned in my life. And just one thing. What about the hidden blessings, though? The thing that you thought was terrible, but it turned out to be a blessing.
I would have to say dealing with my my last co-parent.
Expound upon that a little bit.
I for a while I had no desire. I didn't even want to be married, and most of my friends had become married, and I saw the sweet and sour aspects of that. I had gone to Bible study, relationship Bible class, and singles workshops and things of that nature. And I didn't see the value in being married. So I kept going to it and, you know, and praying like, Lord, I don't want to, sound blasphemous, but Lord, I'm not with this, but I'm trying. I want to do your will, not my will. So I had gone, and I went through a very tumultuous situation right after I stopped fasting. That's when I met her. The day I stopped fasting, and then it was a very strange relationship. So after the relationship or whatever else, I realized that God gave me exactly what I prayed for. Lord, I need a better understanding of marriage. Lord, I don't have a desire for it. Lord, I don't even want it, but I want to do your will so that I can get the blessings. So what ended up happening was I got out of it, have a daughter, and this season of my life is what is the byproduct of that pain. So with that test, I now have a testimony. So God gave me exactly what I prayed for, the better understanding and some clarity and understanding of marriage. So as a result, now I have a clearer mind, clear understanding, and even an open heart.
Yeah, that's a great way to look at it, because you turn a negative into a positive, basically, because this life lesson or this turned into a hidden blessing because whatever you went through, now you have a better understanding going forward and how to proceed with this holy matrimony.
Yeah.
I hear you. You want to talk, EP? Go ahead.
That was the actual real cough. But,
okay.
but,
I thought you was.
I'm not afraid. Well, this is a talk show, right?
Yeah.
This is a podcast, which is a talk show.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say a hidden blessing is fatherhood. Fatherhood. I was young. It wasn't my desire to just be a young father, but however, it was in the cards for me. It was dealt. I'm a single parent home. But nonetheless, I chose not to perpetuate that cycle.
Yeah.
And like, okay, I tried to fight it as much as I could. Like, I ain't ready, you ain't ready, this and that. But nonetheless, so it taught me discipline. It taught me how to love an extension of myself, how to be responsible for somebody who didn't even ask to be here, how to go through the phases and how to sacrifice and how to put myself second and how to raise a little girl. You know what I mean? So it taught me how to treat women.
I was going to ask
you know what
that.
I mean? To treat women, because God forbid somebody treat my daughter the way, some of us have been brought up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we weren't perfect. You know what I mean? Early on, it didn't always,
That's how she came about.
Yeah. And phases. So it's so many blessings, because then you see this young person become a teenager, and then you have to be the guardrails and guard, and even when she don't want to listen, you have to be there to kind of curtail her life into a way that better, that she have no idea why you're being this disciplinarian. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then that grows into adulthood, and to be a proud father of my daughter, who's doing great, who is a mother herself, which makes me a grandfather. But to see her living her life in such a way that it could be edifying to God, one, and then being a very, very, very good parent. And what you doing, puppets?
Man, who was that, Kermit?
You exposing me right now.
I'm speaking, and I just see
sign language.
I'm sorry. Let me. Yeah,
that's it.
Go ahead, finish.
I exposed them. Okay.
No, it wasn't that. It was like it was some stuff going on that ain't right, and I'm just like, I'm trying to help him fix it so that everything that while you're talking, it comes out a little bit better. So
it was just distracting, but and I just take it as being rude and.
Right.
But go ahead.
I often get misinterpreted, but
yeah.
Trevor, you've been speaking the whole time with a scowl on your face. Are you okay?
I'm good.
You need a hug?
No.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
You was gonna give me one?
No, I was just asking, did you need one? He's gonna ask the audience, give an air hug to Trev,
air
everyone.
hug to Trevor, everybody.
Yeah.
Call in and give Trevor a hug. If you want to call in and give Trevor a hug, we will accept your call.
I'm sure he'll accept them.
And we would like to hear from the audience too, some of your life lessons that turn into hidden blessings.
Yeah.
What about you, Kev?
And I know y'all going. I'm trying to see how I'm gonna say this without y'all.
Like our EP said.
Yeah. Actually, it's both. But just like what Trevor spoke on as well, but the marriage, going through that marriage at that time, and then also fatherhood as well. You know, because it was pretty much, I didn't have, you know, like you said, coming from a single family home, I didn't have a father that could teach me how to be a man, and then also how to be a husband. You know, those is pretty much things that we learn on the go. You know,
Absolutely.
and everybody, you know, it depends on where you took your lesson from. You know, it could have been TV. You know, someone might have taken it from Good Times and how James Evans.
Really? Those are real scenarios.
Right. And how Cliff Huxtable.
Yeah.
You know, so, and then the men, the grown men around you, like, so that we go back to the circle again, or that you came in contact. So it's like you're trying to piece a puzzle, because when you don't have someone to give you the instructions on the know-how, then it makes it a little bit more difficult. And then also with fatherhood, you know, I became a father at 20 years old, you know, so that was something I had to learn, you know, on my own.
Did it make you like grow up faster?
You know what? And that was what I was going to share, is that when she came along, I was still like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. So I was still in the streets, you know, straddling, you know, the fence. But then when the boys came along, okay, not just making sure to prevent them to come up the same way I did, you know. So that means, and if I didn't want them to mimic me, that means I had to be around. So them things,
Wow.
I had to step away from, you know. And it was still hard. It was still difficult, but I end up, of course, with the Lord's help, to be able to say no. Because during those times, we was losing a lot of brothers that was leaving kids behind, and that was something I didn't want. So those are the blessings, is that I was, you know, willing to give myself to change and change my environment.
Well, one of our listeners tonight and viewers,
Monica.
Trevor, did you feel it?
Sending hugs to Trevor.
You felt it? Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Did you get your hug,
Awesome.
Trevor? Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I think one of the most humbling things I've had experience in my life was a time that I wasn't the physical prowess that I normally was, and it was I was stricken with sickness. I'm gonna preach it tonight.
Wait.
I was stricken with sickness, and it
You was inflicted.
Yeah, I was inflicted in my body, and I really had to humble myself. I really had to go through some things in my mind that said, you know, because when things happen to you, you often ask, why me? And I often say, like, why not you? Because you're the person that can be strong enough to go through it.
Mhm.
So it's that thing of always turning a negative into a positive. So that was probably the biggest thing I've ever went through that I had to learn from. Where I couldn't look at it and be like, "Woe is me." I had to really come to grips with it and get comfortable with it and humble myself and say, God puts you through this for a reason. And it's just to come out on the other side and show other people this is how you can also come out on the other side. Right. So it was definitely a hidden blessing. You don't want to go a lot of stuff you don't want to go through, but it happens. Right.
Yeah,
absolutely. It happens. And I would like to commend, because it was this quote, and I don't know it verbatim. It's like, live your life like you're always not, like people that's observing you can't tell if you're working or if you're playing. So if you live because I know you love to do what you do and you enjoy it so much. If somebody is an onlooker is watching you work, they don't know if this is a game or if you're playing, you're enjoying yourself. And the same thing for you.
Yeah.
And the same thing for you. Because when you have that love for whatever you're doing in life, the onlooker can't tell if you're working or playing. And when somebody told me that's the master of living life, where the onlooker can't tell, like, this guy working or playing? And I really relish in that statement, because I get up every day now and I'm like, I'm excited. What can I do different today? How can I style this different? What can I bring different? So I think once you're living life, and I'm always telling our younger selves, what would we tell our younger selves? And I'm happy. I may not be making $1 million a year, but I'm still happy yet. But I'm still happy. I'm happy at what I do versus what I did before.
A life lesson, and this may apply to you guys' field, but it definitely in mine. Like, never wait on somebody to put you on.
No,
never, or wait on an instance,
right?
An instant to happen before you think this is going to put me in the next light. Because oftentimes, I found this out late. Like, I'm thinking, okay, once I get this song done, Double XL gonna come and they gonna do this and this. Once I make it to this plateau, I'm gonna be acknowledged. No, all that is marketing. All that, a lot of that comes when you have to pay for it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So while we're actually in the moment, it's called investing. We have to invest in ourselves.
Absolutely. Yes. Agreed.
Yeah.
Definitely agreed. Yep. And I'm seeing that even more right now in me going forward and trying to continue to build my brand. People talk good, because you know what? A lot of people around you don't want to see you elevate.
Absolutely don't.
Because and it's because they see something in you that they may not have in them. Because my plan is to be great. I'm not finna get ready to, be mediocre or, to stop at a certain level, because now the race is really important now, to finish it. So, like Eddie would say, you got more time behind you than you got ahead of you. So that, like, struck a chord, strikes home. So, like you said, man, it's definitely, you got to do a lot of the work by yourself.
And when you say invest in yourself, I mean, that is so true because you in life, some people, what do they say? A man die at 35 because he doesn't continue to live, but he's still living life. But his dreams and everything die at 35,
He's just
and
existing.
he's just meandering through life, just existing.
To both of you guys' point, the two most important points or parts of a person's life is when they're born, and then the second is knowing why they were born. And to Kevin's point, the older you get, all of your darts have to hit the bullseye or get pretty darn close.
Yep.
So I'm in harmony with you guys on that.
Yeah. I mean, don't you think that like to get this age, a lot of my siblings didn't, not my sibling, a lot of my peers didn't make it to this age.
Right.
So you had to be doing, God had a purpose in your life to live this long, right?
Yes.
And to do what you needed to do in life. I think as long as you're living life, you're fulfilling a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing your why.
Yeah.
Why you were born.
You were fulfilling the purpose. Every day when you wake up, you are fulfilling a purpose. Your purpose, everybody's purpose is different.
Right.
You know,
A lot of our goals is to be there, or is to get there.
Yeah.
What if here is there?
Yeah.
You have to live life today as if
in the present.
this is it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not enjoying the day, you robbing yourself.
Man.
Because where you think you're gonna accumulate or reach a certain height, you may never get there. Are you happy with being a thousandaire,
Right.
a millionaire?
Right.
Take it day by day. Joy of the day.
Yeah.
The joy of the day. So, what does your note say?
Another principle that I live by
Okay.
is being financially self-disciplined. If you're not financially self-disciplined, your finances will discipline you.
Expound upon that. Give us an example in your life where you have been financially disciplined, or give us an example where it was a hidden blessing where you weren't financially disciplined, but it taught you something.
Being financially self-disciplined is practicing good financial habits. So like I said a couple of shows ago, when I go to work, I oftentimes would make the same sack lunch that I would make for my daughter. I can go ahead and I can eat the same thing. I'm worthy of the same thing, or eating leftovers or what have you, right? So by doing
I hope
so,
you're not eating Lunchables.
I would. If I ever had to feed my daughter Lunchables, I'm gonna eat it.
All right, go ahead.
So by being able to do that, now that also saves me money in another area. I believe that saving money is making money.
Gotcha.
So all I need to do is just get some nourishment. But if I want to work hard, I'm gonna work hard. And I'm staying focused on work. So I'm gonna eat whatever it takes just to get some food in my system and not to get a headache. Then if I want to go out, I'm able to afford going out to wherever I want because I budgeted properly by saving money. And now the money that I did save, I can, if I choose to splurge or not, I'm not bounded by my finances. I'm able to go and purchase what I want. If I want to go shopping, if I want to go to a restaurant, if I want to go anywhere, I'm more capable of doing so because I've restrained myself financially in certain areas. And I believe, which is another principle that I have, is sacrifices must be made in order for anything else to be redeemed.
Okay. Sacrifices must be made.
They have to.
In order for anything else to be redeemed.
What sacrifices do you? Can you expound upon that a little bit? Because for anything else to be redeemed, and I'm not questioning your tenet in your life. I just want to understand it a little better, and the audience wants to understand it a little better.
Okay. Well, I'll just start off practically. If you want to eat a chicken breast. That chicken got to get sacrificed. If you want to eat a steak, that cow got to go. It's that's just on a lower scale.
I just wanted to understand what you were saying. EP, give us another jewel. Drop another jewel.
I'm gonna give you a jewel. We all had that person. Man, I love her. I got to have her. And they turned out to be two of them.
She wasn't a Gemini.
Yeah.
She was bipolar.
She was, man. I mean, in every sense of the word. I mean, we've all had those where it's like, cutie. Man, we dodged a bullet. Whether it's not necessarily, it has to be a physical thing, but some people turn out to be going a completely different way.
Wow.
That your life would be completely different had you got what you wanted and what you asked for and what you were really chasing.
But we were chasing that in our immaturity stage.
Then. In past the immaturity stage as well. Absolutely. But I just thank God for helping me align with what I want is for what He wants for me.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? And I'm still not there. You know what I mean?
You're not there yet?
I'm not. I'm trying every day. You know what I mean?
You know what you say about try though.
I'm just saying. What did they say? Tell me.
Nothing
being a failure than the try.
Yeah,
I'm trying. But and at the same time, I'm working on myself. You know what I mean? Another hidden blessing is I never knew that I needed to spend so much time by myself because I was going from one relationship to the next relationship,
which is unhealthy.
Yeah, but they were good relationships. They were long. They're a long-lasting relationship, 5-6 years. This one, the next one would be a long relationship, right?
But if he was jumping relationship to relationship, don't you think you never had time to, like you said, to be with yourself?
I don't think so. The hidden part was like I never knew that the key to a lot of my happiness, because I'm really happy. You know how some people, man, you need to be with. No, I don't really need to be with a person to be happy because I'm really happy. But I never knew that with being by yourself comes this peace to where, okay, if this person isn't for you, okay, I'm gonna live. Okay, let me get the door for you. Let me get the door for you because I value my peace and my sanity, and I value myself. A lot of times we were tricked into succumbing to their feelings, right, and sacrificing our own happiness. I ain't doing that no more.
Yeah,
I'm not doing that no more.
Ebony said she's dodged a couple of bullets in her lifetime. What kind of bullets?
Yeah, do tell, Ebony.
You know, you got a full metal jacket bullet, or what kind of bullet was it?
Bulletproof.
Yeah.
Come on, call in, Ebony. Stop being scared.
Yeah.
Well, what about you?
Man, these two brothers didn't hit the nail on the head. Man, I'm just saying, bro. I'm saying it's so real because just sitting here, being and I, but it was a life lesson. Like I said,
if I was the umpire, I'll say, save me.
But this is discipline, and I mean on both scales, on both of that. Yeah. You had to get to where you're disciplined. Dealing your finances and dealing with women. Yeah. And like I'm not sacrificing my peace for no one, but being in the street or living that street life, and while Trey was, I was looking back because some people had even told me like, look, you never had I don't think you ever went through a financial struggle back then, coming through my life up until time when I got older, decide to separate. And then I had to learn really how to be disciplined because you get paid twice a month, you know, and it was totally different than going from getting paid every day. So
fast money,
right? So that was a real disciplined time for me, and then not allowing to be pulled back into that, to where, you know, I've got so many still opportunities. Like, bro, just not too long ago, like, man, if we, and it's like,
You ain't said nothing.
well, as far as I mean, well,
it's like
to present,
he not trying to snitch on himself.
to present, you know, to get back out there on that hustle.
Okay, all right. Okay,
you know,
right,
and
yeah.
so
Okay.
you that's being disciplined, man. Like, no, it's nothing now. I'm you know, I took the blinders off, so now I see.
Yeah, I get it. I
Like,
get it now.
I'm not. No, it's nothing
You would ease right up to the word. Is it? I used to, and then I would, because I could have.
Where's he going with this? Look at Trevor. Where's he going with this? That's what
I think Trev. No.
I'm paying attention.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
The look on your face, though, man, you should have seen it on the camera.
All right.
Oh my God, where you going, buddy?
Yeah.
Where you gonna land this plane?
Yeah, it's a lot of discipline.
It's a lot of discipline.
Yeah.
Discipline is necessary.
Oh man, definitely.
Especially as gentlemen. We have to have a high level of what I call discipline. You can't put your pecker in everything that moves.
Right.
And a lot of people, a lot of men, you don't have that discipline.
Absolutely.
So you have these children with women that you may not didn't, well, you didn't.
May not didn't.
Yeah.
I feel
You may not didn't.
Yeah.
You didn't vet them right.
Right.
We didn't vet them right.
By not being disciplined, you also cut yourself out of so many different business decisions or opportunities because you went there and made it personal.
Yeah.
I don't care how you look. If it's gonna affect us doing business, I'll wait on the next bus.
Yeah. It's too much out there.
Yeah. It really is. But that comes from being by yourself.
Yeah.
And being happy with yourself. And I don't mind going home.
That's priceless.
Man.
A peace of mind is priceless.
Yes.
It's
What do you mean a peace of mind? Oh, okay.
Peace of mind?
P-E-A-C.
Yeah.
That's what you mean. Peace. Never mind.
Nothing? Okay.
Nothing?
Go ahead.
Anyway, so there's a lot of
peace.
things that we as men probably should learn. I think one of the main things, if I had to implore any young man or any young adult man, is to read Proverbs. My dad had me read that at a young age, and it teaches you. Black men, we die from homicide, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's
White men as
sometimes,
well, yeah.
yeah. A lot of us, we are not slow to anger. So when it says to be slow to anger, when you used to talk about it, oh, this dude stepped on my shoes, it would start a whole fight.
Or who you looking at?
Mm-hmm.
Or who you looking at?
Rims and sounds in your car to
And you
get
don't want
people
me
to look at.
You want the attention.
Yeah.
You dressing like swanked out.
You want
But
attention.
but you don't want nobody looking at you. I think it's caused a lot of young men because you're looking at a image that you don't want to see. You're not fond of the image that you see. You know what I'm saying? Because we haven't been taught to love ourselves enough to love the image that we see in the mirror. So I think, just to tell a young man to love who you are, then all the other stuff doesn't come into effect a lot. Like if somebody is calling you, oh, you a punk ass, whatever, you know you're not that because you're confident in who you are. I think as a man, confidence outweighs a whole lot of stuff.
That comes from understanding yourself and being focused on your objective in that particular moment. So if you have clarity of where you're going and clarity of yourself and understanding of yourself, the a situation, and for me, the lesson I learned is to go ahead and shoo it off, because it's like, okay, be blessed, but one of my coin phrases is Heisman Trophy, be blessed. The reason why I say that is because a Heisman, he is protecting what is valuable to him. He's going this way, but he's gonna stiff arm you if you get in his. But my objective is to continue to stay focused on my goal. So for me, Heisman Trophy, be blessed. That's just a quick phrase when some speed bump comes along, whether it be words or someone else is imbalanced with their anger and emotions. It's like, okay, be blessed.
I wanted to go back to what EP said earlier about, because I think peer pressure is a motherfucker. I'm just gonna put it simple, because if you hanging out with some gangbangers, you gonna claim the set too. You know what I mean? So if you hanging out with robbers and thieves, and you gonna get into that bag too.
They say if you hanging out with 10, whatever type of, you will probably be the 11th.
You probably
no matter whether it be sweet or sour. So you have to choose your friends wisely. And like when one of us said earlier, you follow that person's potential, and the potential is going to be based upon what I see you doing now. So, the friend next to you is the one that what was the phrase? The man next to you is the one that.
The one next to me often dictates the destiny.
Yeah.
I came up with that on the way here.
nice come up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Another thing, another life lesson is, if I have to question, if you had to be like, man, what was EP doing over there anyway? I shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
If someone's to happen to me in a place to where you say, man, what was he doing over there?
Yeah.
That tells me not to be over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And trust me, we was a lot of places we shouldn't have been.
Exactly.
Yeah.
On a normal, I guess, on a day-to-day for me, one of the things is, if you catch me, you're gonna catch me doing right.
That's dope.
So I always want to live like, again, but that's another principle for me. If you caught me doing something right.
Yeah.
And sometimes people don't necessarily believe my genuineness, but for me it's true, and that's the reality that I live in. So if somebody catch you, hopefully they catch you doing right.
Yeah, I think one's character is resounding the thing you would like my parents used to tell me, your reputation precedes you. So that means your reputation as who I am it gets there before I do. So somebody already knows that you're great with your fingers, right? Before you even. I mean, you may be great with your fingers too. I don't know. and somebody knows that you're great with some clippers. They know that before they even see you in person.
Yeah.
And that your reputation precedes you. I try to drill that in my children.
Yeah.
Because I want you to know that people are going to talk about you before you even.
Exactly. And they're going to remember how you made them feel.
They're going to remember how you made them feel.
Another thing I live by, I mean, it's a ton of them, but I live for my last name. You know what I mean? So I don't want to do nothing to bring shame on my family.
Right.
Yes.
So that keeps me in line a lot of the time.
Yes.
Also, if you come from a family to where, that name isn't really revered or held in high standing, you can flip it and do the opposite. I'm not going to do nothing that reflects that I'm from this situation. You know what I mean?
Like Kanoom said last show, and hopefully you guys watched it, but Kanoom said La Familia. That's the largest gang.
Yeah.
So the most important component of your existence, I would say, would have to be your family.
Yeah.
And that attests to what Urban is saying. That's your last name. Some people have family crests, And if you
Yes.
come in and you know you are a whatever that is, it's like, man, they go one of them popes. They'll go one of them Alexanders. You know what I mean?
People die for that reputation.
For that reputation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
don't,
that
don't
recognition.
yeah. So
Yeah.
don't
A
come and
lifetime
mess
to
it
build
up.
it.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
And we all had to learn that to get to that point, and to where that becomes to heart, that last name, and you know, and you see today, I think it's just it's in us, because even the ones that's out here in the streets and that's banging, that's how they look at things too. You're not going to disrespect where I'm from. But then once you go through that, because back in the day, we was always referred to by the last name. Oh, that's that Johnson boy. You know the Johnson. But and a lot of cats that's on this side that's trying to push peace, I tell them, you gotta let go of that game time, because oh, that's this EP, this my boy EP, he from Great, or this my boy, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta let that go, because as long as you keep holding on to that, you keep breathing life into that negativity. So you have to, and that's why I tell them, I don't move like that. I don't dress like that. I don't move like that. I don't speak like that. Nobody can come and tell you, oh nah, that come, man, that nigga lying. No, because I walked away from that for a reason, a purpose, for myself, but for my family, So that is really important. I'm back on that, my last name.
Yeah. If I can add one other thing, I don't want to take too much time up, but
go ahead. Take all
I
the time you need, brother.
I make the time to take the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, we have elders, bro, that aren't gonna be here. You can just look at the numbers.
Mhm.
They're not gonna be here. Maybe we can say 5 to 10 years. Not playing God or anything, but
Mhm.
life expectancy is for a reason. So we need to take the time to go and visit and go hang out and go
Right.
do family things to keep it going.
Right.
Because
you
God
will-
forbid you live with regret because you didn't take the time.
And it has happened.
Yeah.
And
Or I can meet somebody today
Right.
and I do whatever. I drive wherever.
Mm-hmm.
But the people you love, you just figure they're gonna be there.
Yeah.
I mean, and they've
Take 'em for
lived
granted.
life.
Yeah.
They've lived in life longer than we have.
Yeah.
So they have a better understanding of life.
So learn how to cook that meal from them.
Yeah.
Learn how to sit down and show me how to make, because that continues them and make them feel worth.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, a couple.
We need to honor our elders definitely better.
Because we up next.
Yeah.
Yeah, we almost there. I just
Some of
became
them
a
are
grandfather.
Up, yeah.
So.
Some of them are up now.
Yeah.
Some are up next. I tell you, I slept wrong the other day. I felt that for 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So it's about that time. It's
Man.
the music is playing,
Yeah.
and we know what that music means.
Yeah, it's too loud. Can you turn it down? No. That's when you know you're getting old. You can get upset. Everything is loud.
This is the real spit portion of the show.
You forget.
We hope that
That's getting old.
we hope that you guys enjoyed the show. If you found some of the content worthy to at least to take note on, or you've gotten something from it, we would appreciate that if you notified us and let us know. If there are some principles and there's some life lessons that you would like to share after the show, we'll review some of your comments and address them. But we all have gone through some things, and well, we've all had a test, and hopefully we had a testimony. We have stages that, like in this classroom we call Earth, you go through it in stages. And if Jesus is the rabbi, what have we learned? And before you go on to the next class, you have a few quizzes and a couple of tests. If you don't pass it, you're bound to repeat it. So if you don't pass that test and you do the same thing, you're going to stay. You're going to get held back. You're going to block your own blessings. So go through your test so you can have a testimony and go to the next grade. Because when you get to that next stage and age, there's going to be more tests. When you get to that next financial security level, there are going to be other tests. So in every stage of your life, you're going to have a test, but make sure that you're prepared to pass it. But before you get that test to graduate, there are going to be a couple of pop quizzes on the way. Equip yourself now. Stay ready so you won't have to get ready. We pray that we get to see you guys again next Wednesday or next Spitt'n Pollaseedz Day. I hope you enjoyed the show. Please like and share so that someone else can hear. Have a great week.
Great outro, Trevor. You're getting better at that. You're getting better.
If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready.
Yeah, some
They listen to rap.
monikers in there.